Welcome to the world of colors. I'm Colors, and this is Tricksy Treat. She's the project that we'll be doing today. She's lit up. She's an Easy Peasey Deluxe, and she's all lit up here with her lights and her tree, and she's a different kind of Easy Peasy. As you can see, she's done it a little bit differently in her nose and her face, and I think she turned out really well, and we'll be doing her today. And I'll be back in just a few moments to tell you what you'll need to make her. What Tricksy Treat looks like. We're trying to give you a close-up of her right now. It's kind of hard to see all of her unless you do it real close. But this is what we're going to be making. That's what she looks like. So hopefully you got to see her. Now this is what we'll be using to make her today. I've got the Halloween lights from Dollar Tree, the little pumpkin lights. We'll be using those. We'll be using some purple ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I got these striped hats from Amazon probably 6 to 8 weeks ago, and I don't believe they're still available, but you can try to see if they restocked them. These striped hats. Otherwise, these are really cute hats that are just the same size and everything. The tinsel hat, perfect for this project, right at the Dollar Tree. And then I've got a coral color acrylic paint and a plum color acrylic paint, and also just a green, dark green acrylic paint. These are all Testor's Craft Paints by Rust-Oleum. They're just acrylic paints, craft paints. And then we'll need to get a base going, so we need these plaques from these wood shapes from Dollar Tree. We just need one. I painted it already. That's what you'll need to do, is paint that base. We'll talk more about that. And then we need a 7 by 7 inch piece of the neon green for her head, and some orange paper raffia. Her hair size is 3.5 inches by 9 inches in the orange fur. That's what I'm using, is orange. And then the vase filler that you can get at Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby comes in bags like this. This is from Hobby Lobby, the black. And then Dollar Tree carries them in all the different colors as well. And you can get a whole great big bag for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So that's what I'll be using in one of the cauldrons today. And I'll be using one green vase filler for a nose. So then you'll need, if you can find these green frogs in the baby section at the Dollar Tree, I've made them into toads and been using them on my Halloween things. And then we'll need a glitter spider and a bat. And these are both from packages that you get 6 in a package at the Dollar Tree. And we'll need this cat here from the Dollar Tree. It's a nice metal cat from the Dollar Tree. I thought those were really nice. One of these green glitter trees that we'll be putting the pumpkin lights in. You'll need some flat marbles, the 2 green cauldrons that I've got wrote on Tricks on one and Treats on the other one, and I use these cedar markers, liquid chalk markers, and that's how I did that, and that stays on really well. You need 2 of the purple ornaments. They come orange, black, and purple ornaments in a box at Dollar Tree, so you'll need 2 of those. You'll need 1 plain pumpkin, glitter pumpkin, and 1 with the jack-o'-lantern. They come in a package at Dollar Tree, both of them. And then I'm using some thin wire to hold the pumpkin lights on the tree like I want them to be. And some E6000 glue. That's to glue the frog onto the base. Because of the material that he is, you don't want to use hot glue. You use the E6000 so it'll stay on there. And then I've got a red, a navy blue, and a pink marker, Sharpie markers, to do the face. And the sock is from Dollar Tree, Juncture socks. I told you about these last week when I was telling you about the materials. And I found even more in the stores now. So hopefully you'll be able to find those too. I got the rubber bands here. And I think I've covered everything on the table. So in a moment we'll come back and I'll be getting ready to get started here. So I've got my socks out. Got myself all arranged here to make it. And I've got my socks out because I wanted to make the body first. And what you want to do is leave them, lay them right down together like that. And just cut off at the top of the heel for the body. We're making it easy peasy, so we don't want it to be real tall. And then for the arms, we want about 6 inches. To cut off about 6 inches. We only want the arms to be about 5 inches. You have this extra bit of fabric here. But this is what we'll be working with to make the arms and the body. So what you want to do is I'll double up this bottom piece here. And then put some marbles in the bottom. I always put plenty of marbles in there. I think that's enough. And then we want to fill it with stuffing all the way to the top. And this orange part here will become the stub that we're gluing everything onto. So let's just get that filled as much as we can and put a rubber band around the top and make that orange the stub. We should have about a 6.5 inch body up to the stub. 7 inches if you include the stub in that. So I'll be right back with you and we'll see what we got. I've got mine all stuffed up with the polyester fiber fill. This is what it looks like. I'm going to trim the stub area a little bit. Trim, just get that about like that. And then what I want to do is measure it for you. I've got 7 inches from the rubber band to the bottom, but then if you add the stub area, it would be 8 inches. So that's going to give you the right measurement so that everything will fit in place for you. So then on the socks, tops of the socks we're going to use for the arms, we're going to measure those again. They're 6 inches. What we want to do is we're not going to use rollers in them or anything. We're just going to use the fiber fill, a little bit of fiber fill. Just not a lot at all. We don't want them to be real big and muscly looking arms. About like that. and then take a rubber band. You can do the top. This part will be glued to the gnome. And this part down here will attach the hand to it. You want to put a rubber band right around the where the color stops here. And just take it around a couple times like that. We're not going to want the polyester fiber fill in there. So our arm should look like that. And then we're going to take the ornament, the glitter ornament, and we're going to glue it inside here for the hand. And I actually rolled those up a little bit. So I'll glue that in there so this arm is finished. I'm going to wrap the wrist with some of the paper raffia in orange to cover up the rubber band. And that's how you make the arm. So I'm going to do the same thing to this one. And I'll be right back with you. So I've got the arms finished this far. And the last thing you want to do to them is to flip them over and just kind of push your finger in them like that to get them to go together like that. So just run your finger down there and push them through like that. We're just going to make them a little bit more narrow so they're not as big. So once you do that, you want to put some glue in there and just hold them together and let that set up, and see that'll narrow the arms down for you. I'm going to do that on both of the arms, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got both the arms done here, and I've got the body ready. We're going to go ahead and make the head. So you want to take out your 7 by 7 inch piece of neon green or lime green, something around this color. And we're going to make what would normally be a nose, but it's going to be a head. So you want to put your polyester fiber fill right in the middle. Push it up just like you do to make the nose. Same thing. And smoothing it out a little bit. And then take your rubber band and take it around it. And you can just pull your felt out to tighten it up a little bit. And then you want to take your scissors and cut that off, the extra. And then what we'll do is we'll glue this right on the stub, right here. We'll glue that on, and I'll let that set up. We'll let that set up, and I'll be right back. Got the nose glued on, and the next thing I want to do is put the arms on. So you want to take that part that you glued to make them smaller and put that towards them like that and glue that on. This is going to be a cuffed sleeve down here. After I get it glued in place, I'll fix that how I want it, but I'm going to put the arm, glue it on the back of the stub halfway over with that seam part there in the middle. Just like that. And you want to let that set up, and I'll do the other side, and I'll be right back with you. So we got the arms all glued on, and the next thing we want to do is put on the hair. So we're going to go ahead and take out our 3.5 inch by 9 inch piece of orange fur. And just find the center by folding it in half. Make sure you got lots of glue in your glue gun. Fold it in half like that, find the center. Put the center right in the center of the back of the arms. Like that. So you got your center there. And then we're just going to glue these up like that to the back of the arm. So I've got the center there, and I'm just going to start gluing from the back like that. And just glue it to the back of the, so you don't want to cover up the arm. Just make sure that you have it behind the arm when you're done. You see that? Like that. Then I'll do the other side the same way, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got the hair glued on like that, kind of fans out, and I'm getting ready to put on the hat. It's going to go on like that. And as I'm doing that, I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing that I'm gonna be able to see slightly the rubber band on this side. So I went and got myself a couple pieces of the orange hair going in the right direction. Look like this. And I'm going to put those in the sides, inside on both sides, before I put the hat on. Get that down in there like that. And that's how you hide it if you can. You couldn't have seen it on this side, but we want them to match, so we'll put it on both sides. Easy fix. So the next thing I want to do is to put the hat on. And we just want to glue that. This does have a seam in it going down in the back, so I'll put that in the back. And we'll go down, glue it to the top of her head like that. I'll let that set up for a minute. I'll be right back with you. So I've got the hat glued on. I glued it on onto the shoulders and to the back of the hair. So it's all glued on good. And the next thing we want to do is take that vase filler, the green vase filler, and glue it right to between the hat and the head for the nose. So you can use a different color because I am going to paint this anyway, but make sure I got that centered. Glue it right to the top because we're not going to be able to see the gnome's eyes. This is going to be the farthest up on the face that we're going to be able to see. So while that's sitting up, I will paint the little, you can see on this one how the face is. We're going to put a little line under her nose with the green acrylic paint. That's going to go down to where her teeth are, this line. I'm kind of waiting for that to set up because I want to paint that. Paint the nose with the green acrylic paint. And then I'm going to let it dry a little and I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I've got the nose almost dry, and then the little green acrylic paint line that goes down to where her mouth is going to be. I'm going to put that on right now with a Sharpie marker. This is just a blue Sharpie marker. Just shape it however you want, like that. And then you want to take the pink, very pale pink, and then just take it and use the side of the marker, not the point, and put the blush on. See, I'm just using a very pale pink. Like that. And then is what we want to do for the teeth is put some hot glue, a little piece of something on my glue gun, put some hot glue right in this area here, try to make it like two teeth. And we'll let that set up for a couple minutes and I'll be right back to tell you what else. So I'm going to take one of these cedar markers, these liquid chalk markers. The brand is Cedar Markers. I get these right on Amazon. And I'm going to take the neon yellow, and I've got the glue set up here on top of her lips for her teeth. And I'm just going to take the chalk paint and color in her teeth yellow. They're a little bit more bright on the other one. A little bit more paint. Like that. And that's how I did that, and that dries real nice. And then the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get her glued on her base. So you want to take your base that you got at the Dollar Tree and have it painted up. We'll cut off the piece of jute and just, I took some plum and some coral, a little bit of coral and a lot of plum, and mixed them up and painted my base. And this is how it came out. So that's pretty good. I don't paint the back, I just paint the front, what we're going to see. And what we want to do is put the hole to the back, and we're going to get her glued on so that we can get all the other pieces glued on around her. So we're going to glue her where the cat is going to be able to be glued next to her good. The arms will be down. Her arms will be down. Like that. Right about there. You want to have room over here for the tree. So we're going to glue her right about here. So what we want to do is put lots of glue in that area. And just set her facing out right on the glue. Like that. And we'll let her set up and we'll get started on putting everything around her. Be right back. Okay, so we're ready to start putting all the things on her. And I thought we'd start with her broom, which when I went to realize to get out the broom to put on there, I realized I didn't have the broom on the table for the materials list. So I'm sorry about that. We are using a purple broom from the Dollar Tree. They come in a package, so many in a package, orange or black or purple. We're using the purple. And just put it through a hole in the tinsel hat, like that, to hold it. And we're just gonna glue it right here. Put a little glue behind it right here. Now I'm going to, as we put these pieces on, let them set up just long enough so I can go on to the next piece. That should set up by itself. And then on the other side, I want to do the pumpkin in the bat she's holding in this arm over here. It also goes through the hat. Down through the hat like that, and then she's got her arm wrapped around it. So it goes out like that. A little tricky. I've got to get some more glue. put a little glue on the wrist right here and put it right in. Like that. This is going to be holding one of the cauldrons as well on her hand. So we'll get that glued up and I'll be right back. So we're getting this all put together. I went ahead and glued the bat on the pumpkin up here so that we didn't have to wait for that to set up. And we've got the lights wrapped around the little Christmas tree. Well, it's a Halloween tree. And you can find those at Halloween time at Dollar Tree. And I put a little purple bow on the top and ran it around the tree first, and then we put the lights on there. So it's all lit up. We're going to have the battery pack in the back. And then we have the cat here that I want to glue on with some E6000 glue, because he's metal, and I think that'll hold him nice. And the toad, the frog that became the toad, will also glue on with the E6000. So I'm going to do that first. Get those glued on. You just want to put a dab of the E6000 on there. And put them right in place. And the same with the cat. Just like that. Have the cat peeking out. I need a paper towel here. And that sets up within a couple hours. It'll be set up for you, that glue. So then let me put the top back on this. Everything else we'll use hot glue for. The next thing we want to do is take and I put some fiberfill in the Trix cauldron, the one that says Trix, which I wrote on there with the liquid chalk markers. So put a little polyester fiberfill in there, and you want to take your vase fillers and just glue those in until you get it nice and round looking on the top. I try to get them on the edge there so they connect to the plastic. And let me finish doing that and I'll be right back. We've got the cauldron ready here for the Trix, and I glued it on there a little bit. And I found the spider, which was missing, and I found it on my sleeve, but it's glued now to the broom. And what we want to do is make the treats cauldron. We just want to take this jack-o'-lantern pick that comes in a package from Dollar Tree and glue it on the top here. So get that glued in place, and then it sits behind the frog, the toad, now a toad. Turn the face so it's right coming up with the treats word, and then we'll glue that right in that spot. This E6000 will probably be the best one to glue this down to. You glue it like that. So we have everything on there except for this Christmas tree. I keep calling it a Christmas tree, but it really is a Halloween tree that they're selling right now at Dollar Tree. And it says Halloween tree on the label. So you put it right here and get your glue. I'm going to start using the longer glue sticks and see how they work for me, since I've constantly keep putting glue sticks in here. This ribbon's wrapped around the tree like it's a garland. We got that being glued down. And you can take your wire and wire each little pumpkin to be just coming out just right and be in the right spot, like I did on this one. And that's all there is to it. It's pretty easy. There's a lot of little details at the end. Doesn't take too long really, and this is how it turns out. So if you like this video, make sure to like, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.